Hello, everybody, and welcome to Life Fight, the podcast where we talk about the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, and all the things in between the big fight that is life. My name is Chris Harrington. Sitting alongside me is my co-host and longtime friend, Daniel Denbraver. How are you, my friend?
We are back.
We're
back,
man.
Chris.
Yes, we are. Another one, another podcast, another guest.
Yes, guests are back this week.
They are. Instead of two rambling morons having a beer.
I don't know if that'll be our best episode listening.
I thought that was great.
I thought it was right. You're more interesting than me, yeah.
Wow. I did carry you the whole time, but that's fine,
Sore
mate.
shoulders.
Sore shoulders, mate. But anyway, let's get to it. So, actually, really looking forward to this one today. Reason being is because this particular person I've actually known for quite a long time. But as we were talking about earlier, I don't actually know him that well. Just one of the boys from the gym who's, I probably know about 10% of his story. I just know the gist. But yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting because I saw this skinny, quiet person that couldn't even look at you in the eye turn into like an outgoing, very determined, hardworking person. Completely different. So, wrapped to have him here. Thank you again for coming. Josh.
On your boys, thanks for having me on.
No problem.
Definitely looking forward to having a bit of a chat and yeah.
Just having a yarn, mate.
Just having a yarn.
How'd fill me in, boys. How'd you guys meet? What's the story there, boys?
So, Josh. When I first started at Hammer's Gym, this was probably over 10 years ago. Chris was fighting the main fighter, the butcher from Hammers, the main man. So yeah, I started training there, and yeah, just obviously crossed paths, and obviously looked up to Chris being the fighter of the gym and that. So and that's what I aspired to be when I was training Muay Thai.
And what made you go down? How come you went to the gym? Like, what did you like fighting? Were you an angry fucking person? Or what's the story there?
Yeah, so always sort of been in and out of scraps, my whole life, and then I did a few years in juvie, and then when I got out, my cousin Leon, professional fighter, really all about it.
Living up in the Gold Coast now.
Yeah, living it up in the Gold Coast now.
He's with Strike Force now too,
yeah,
right?
Correct. Yeah, correct. Shout out to man.
Yeah. So and then sort of he started getting me into hitting pad, and then because I was still being a little bit of a shit, and he'd sort of get me around to be training me, and really sort of get into the Muay Thai. Good, get to hit shit, it's good exercise. Be training me, I'd be throwing up.
Get to hit people.
Exactly right. Yeah. So I thought, this is what I want to do. I jumped on the phone, Muay Thai gym, come up with Hammers the next day, signed up, and then that was it.
And 10.
No, I don't do Muay Thai anymore.
Yeah.
For a few years, and then sort of started on very hard.
It's good. It's excellent. So,
if I can go back to that, Josh, tell us what you want to tell us.
Yeah.
So you ended up going to jail.
Yeah. I've spent probably around 8 years of my life total in prison.
Yeah. Was that off and on, or was that one?
I did 5 years in one whack.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then before that, it was 3 years in juvie.
Yeah. So 5 years in the big boy jail.
Yeah.
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 Was that and tell us what you want. Was that a violence thing? Is that or anything like that? Is that why you got into the gym, or was it a scrap? let's say, or like, and you don't have to go into it. You tell us what you want, but I'm just trying to get my head around.
Why he went into the gym?
No. Why'd you go?
Why'd you go into jail?
Why'd you go into jail?
So the first time juvie, basically just a drug thing. So just my whole life growing up around, street gangs, drug users, dealers, all that kind of shit. First time juvie, basically done a stick up, robbery, just to fuel a drug habit. Done the 3 years in juvie and then got out. As I said, got into the gym, did well for a little bit. Then my personal life started falling apart. And then, just went down that path again.
And like I'm asking you a question as well. Is like that drug related, let's say, and is I can't relate to that. Like I'm just being completely honest. But is it something that like it obviously becomes addiction, but at the start, like I'm trying to wind back a little bit and ask like. And I've got young kids myself, right? And you said before, you got a young boy as well, and kids are growing up in the world these days. And fuck, we've all been young, and it starts out with like fucking have these days whatever the rage is vaping. You know what I mean? Like young kids vaping. It comes out with a vape, then which Chris stuck it on now, and then they might have alcohol or whatever. And did it start out at just to fit in and be cool?
It's so I think in primary school, sort of, because I went to Bayswater North, so pretty rough crowd and that, like a lot of rough kids and that from rough families and shit. Everyone's sort of smoking. Everyone's parents are smoking ciggies and that. You get it. You get your friends be like, hey, I pinched one of Dad's ciggies and that. Grade 4, grade 5, having a smoke. And then one of the kids is sort of, hey, I pinched a little bit of weed from my older brother, have a little bit of a bit of a smoke, and then, drinking, like
it was just an in thing to do, right?
It was just like an in thing. Everyone's doing it. And
I think you look up to the people, like, so you look up to your parents, you look up to the older brother, and then like, and it's not just a Bayswater thing, mate. Like I went to Aquinas. And we were doing it there too. I used to get the bus home every day, and I had a couple of friends who were pretty much station rats, and I looked up to them.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I think it's just, and if they're doing it, like, well, fuck, you think they're cool, so you're gonna do it. No matter what it is. Like,
as a kid, you're so easily influenced by the people that are around you.
100%.
So if you've got everyone sort of carrying on, being a dickhead, doing this, doing that, that's all you see. And you see the older kids, you're like, oh, that's like really cool, this and that. You just sort of like, you think that that's what you got to be doing.
Me personally, I'm really big of being a victim of your environment, right?
That's absolutely correct. Yeah.
Looking at you now, you're fit, you're in that gym, you're surrounding yourself with.
Wait till he takes his shirt off, mate.
Oh, he's jacked.
Fuck, he's jacked.
Don't get him up. His missus is in the room, so we can't look him up down too much.
He does have a Pomeranian, though. Don't hold it against.
But I'm big on a victim of your environment, and at the moment, fucking fit and healthy, lifting weights, feeling good, and all that kind of stuff, and. Chatting before about surrounding yourself with the right people, and some people are looking for, let's say, acceptance, and sometimes they're not getting, like, if they don't have that discipline or that want from, let's say, a fitness crowd or a gym crowd or whatever, and they're not getting accepted there. Then maybe they turn down to, and go, well, I'll go to the badder crowd or whatever. And they're just looking for, someone to to fit in, right? I don't know.
I reckon I'd say that and this is only me taking a pure guess, that when Josh first came to the gym, he probably didn't feel accepted from the gym people.
No, definitely not, because it's a completely different crowd to what I was used to being.
And even though you enjoyed it, you probably didn't really feel comfortable. I could tell you didn't feel comfortable. Like I said, we didn't know each other. Well, we fucking did know each other, but just be quiet, couldn't look at you in the eye. and you could just tell.
Yeah.
Was
you
was
could
that
tell
the
you wanted
challenge?
to be there, but you could tell it was hard to be there.
Yeah, definitely a fish out of water. Yeah.
And was that a challenge for you to change?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling with it now to change.
Yeah.
Like, it's still not struggling, but it is definitely a challenge. So when you're doing something for so long, and
Yeah,
that's like
sure.
I said, my whole life is, from a very young age being involved in street gangs, drugs, scumbags, all that kind of shit. And to now, sort of doing the right thing. From then, sort of, being fresh out of juvie and then, hanging around with all these idiots and then going to the gym where it's all, like normal people.
Wow.
It's like not normal,
No one's fucking normal,
like,
man.
you know what I mean?
I go to the gym and I'm the most fucking abnormal person. But
sorry, yeah. So you're saying juvie, so you obviously got to be underage to go to juvie, right? So I'm assuming that's 16, 17 years old.
I was pretty much bang on. So
Bang on 18.
Yeah, bang on 18.
Yeah. So you went in there and sorry, what did you say? You did 2 years?
3 years in juvie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you come out. So you're only 21 years old, right? And fucking we all know 21, you're still fucking learning what life is all about. Well, we learn every day.
Yeah.
never stop.
And come out at 21. And then, so did you start knocking about with the same dudes that you kind of went in with before you went in?
Straight away.
Straight away.
Like when I got out, I had no intention of changing. I said, nah, this is like back then when I was on the way in the bus, the prison van on the way to juvie, I was wrapped. I was excited. I'm like, this is a medal.
Badge
like a
badge
really?
honor, I get to go to juvie.
People are going to think you're a sick cunt.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So when I got out, no intention of changing whatsoever at all.
You probably actually just wanted to go out in that crowd and be like, get that respect.
Yeah, look at me now, 100% sort of, chatting to everyone in there, getting ideas, all this different crime, trying to be smarter and, just hit crime harder.
Yes. So if I just wind back, so you're in there for years. Like to me, that's a long time, right? Your thoughts are in your head, and you were just like, right, I want to get out, see my mates. I'm going to get smarter at, so I'm not going to get caught or whatever for this and all that kind of stuff. And like, just briefly, like, what were you doing on a daily basis? Like what? I haven't been in jail, I kind of watch the movies or whatever.
Yeah. What's the day?
What's a daily activity?
Yeah. What's the day in the life when you got out of juvie?
So when I got out of juvie or in juvie?
No, when you got out.
So I had a job.
Yeah.
Because they make you get a job to get parole. I was just doing I was powder coating in a factory.
Yeah.
Just crap. Like hated it, So I've just basically done that to please the parole and all that kind of stuff.
Until you got off parole?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then off parole and then fucked it off?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then after that?
And after that, I actually stayed with that job for a bit, all the way through parole, and then after parole until probably maybe a year before I went back to prison.
Yeah.
So I was so I ended up having a kid in the time that I was out after parole. And then that's when I was sort of getting focused on the training. So I was, looking up to you in the gym every day. On my lunch breaks at work, I was going for runs and shit, in and out of the gym all the time. Like that was like all I wanted to be was a pro fighter. Like I was just training hard, focusing on that. That's what I wanted to do. So,
and how long were you out until you went back?
A couple of years. Would have been a few years. But I was on the run for maybe about a year as well before I went back to. So
nice.
Too long. Doing well, yeah.
And went back in for the same reasons?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up going on the run over some stupid shit. And then I was just, hitting the yard, wigging out, thinking that the cops are after me everywhere, just doing dumb shit every day, just doing all this crime after crime, just racking up a list of shit because I'm like, oh, well, if I get pinched for this, I'm doing, bloody, 10 years anyway, so who cares? Just going nuts with everything. And then, ended up getting pinched for just a stupid spare of the moment stick up again. So,
Yeah.
yeah, basically just me and a mate sitting in the car, just driving past this joint. I look at it, I go, I'm going to go stick that up, stay here, I'll be back. He's like, no, I'll come in with you. It's just a dumb, stupid spare of the moment.
I thought you were gonna fucking go to juvie and learn how to do it better, mate.
Mate,
Not get caught.
That's what I got pinched for, mate. That's what I got pinched for, eh?
Yeah. And the second time, then you're coming out, and I'm assuming you've stayed out since.
Mm.
I want to. I'm assuming that, and I'm only assuming there was some sort of low point and turning point for you.
Mm.
Was that in jail, or are you coming out, or like because we were chatting before, and things are, and we'll get to that soon.
Mm.
You're doing killing things now at the moment and doing really good things. Want to get to that shortly, but
where did it all turn around?
It has to be a turning point somewhere.
Yeah.
What do you define it to one point?
Yes and no. So 5 years, sort of thinking, hey, this is pretty rough. Something's got to change. But then, sort of same thing, associating with the same sort of people. You're in big boy jail now. So the scale with the people that you're hanging around with, it's much higher than just kid shit now. So it's, ended up starting a gang with a few boys in there. Pretty serious shit, but basically the same thing. Get out, and then it's just the tension of, being straight, going down that normal path.
So when you got out, you still hadn't.
Hadn't
got to that point where you wanted to go to.
Do these mates come and pick you up on pick-up day or whatever they call it,
Yeah.
So they come and grab you, right?
Yeah.
Rightio. 10th, Josh is getting out. Rightio, jump in the car. Let's go.
Let's go. Get him a nice car, pick him up, have a mad party that night.
Yeah.
So
and then back into the same old shit.
Back into the same shit. So I ended up getting arrested maybe 6 months after I got out. For allegations. It was they ended up arresting me. Or wanted to question me over some shit that was going on. Never got charged for it, but it was pretty serious. They wanted to go through my phone. I didn't give them the PIN number, so they ended up basically reminding me for not giving it over the PIN,
not complying.
And then so I was sitting in a cell again. And I'm pretty sure that's when I was like, nah, this is fucked. I didn't even do anything this time. So it's just, this is bullshit.
Yeah, something clicked. And obviously you got out of jail and when you went into jail, your son would have been what, 1, 2?
Yeah.
She said you had a son in...
4, 5. Yeah, it was about 3.
It was about 3, wasn't it? And so you come out and he's 8.
Yeah. And then,
does he even... So you come out, you see your son, I bet you were blown away.
Yeah.
And then you're back sitting in remand.
Yeah, sitting back there.
And thinking, fuck, I'm seeing for another 5 years.
Yeah.
So maybe might have had something to do with it.
Not quite, but yeah, it was just so I started speaking to my girlfriend now, Janelle.
Yeah.
We probably started speaking to each other maybe a few weeks before I got arrested.
How did you guys meet?
She stalked me on social media.
What do you do, man?
That's one good thing about social media, right?
Well, it helps when you're a good-looking, chiseled specimen, right? When you got the dad bod, no one's stalking you, mate.
No, I know the feeling on that one.
I know.
Yeah. So, sorry. Continue. So she stalked you on socials.
Yeah, she was hitting me up.
Obviously did a good job. You guys are together now.
Obviously did a very good job. Definitely convinced me to take her out on a date, and then here we are now.
Where'd you take her? First date.
Took her to some teppanyaki. Shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it wasn't my finest moment, but did the trick.
I'm glad you didn't say you took her to a food court because it reminded you of the,
well, actually,
lunch in jail. So,
stick with what you know, man.
Nah, you've done all right there. You've done all right.
Oh, definitely.
And so then you're in remand.
Yeah.
And you were getting held, and you were like, "Hang on, no, I don't want to fucking do this anymore." Like I don't know, like one little small point of going, "Hang on, no, I'm having second thoughts." Let's say, or I don't think it sounds like it wasn't a distinctive point that just said changing.
No.
And then what made you think? Well, I'm assuming you've gone as well. I need to get some different life, a gym, whether it's a missus or whatever. And so what were some of the things that you started to get the wheels turning to turn this around,
So
what did you think you needed?
So by that point I was already, because I got quite heavily into the gym when I was in prison, put on about 30 kilos.
Wow.
So that was my routine. My daily routine that got me through jail. So I continued that when I got out. So gym was still in place for me pretty much every day. And then, sort of just being with Janelle, like I knew that I really liked her. I knew that she wasn't going to take any bullshit. But basically, any other girl that I've been with or spoken to, I'd just be basically like, nah, I do what the fuck I want. Like, I do this, I do that. And then that's just, it is what it is.
You met someone that was worth it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. She's not a pushover. She doesn't cop shit. Like, if I do something that she doesn't like, she'll tell me.
Yeah, I could tell when you guys walked in, mate. She definitely wears the pants of the relationship.
What gave it away? It wasn't me holding her back for it, was it?
Well, unless you weren't holding her pocket, mate.
And Janelle's working like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Just got her routine. Do you reckon that's part of, like, is that an influence? Do you think, like, or whether it's 9 to 5 night shift or whatever, but just that regular of like, hey, I've got to, alarm's gone off, got to go to work, blah blah blah. Then I go to the gym on the way home. Like, is that part of the process? Do you think? Me personally, I know I need routine, right?
Did you start finding, like, you're a concreter now, so how did that come about? How did you find that routine? Was there something before that, or did?
So when I got out, a couple of months after, I had some girl message me. She's like, "Hey, are you looking for a job? This dude I know is looking for a concreter."
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know fucking dicks about concreting.
Oh, so you've never done it before?
Never done it before.
Yeah, right.
But I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a job to look good.
I know some concreters, mate. If they can do it, anyone can do it. Not saying
if you can't finish high school, you can finish concrete.
Yeah. So continue, man. So
sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, basically I was like, yeah, no, you know what? Fuck it. I need a job to look good. So when I'm bringing in all this money, and the cops asked me, "Where'd you get that from?" I said, "I got a job. Fuck off."
Yeah.
So were you about that? Were you nervous about the cops knocking back on your door and going, "Hey, you're going to pin me for something else?" Or
always, yeah. It's always the thought in the back of your head. That's, when are they going to come?
Even if you hadn't done anything, you're still thinking, what have I done, like, in the past? What are they going to get from me?
Yeah, and it's still something that plays on my mind now.
Yeah.
So I've got a firearm prohibition order on me, and that's good for like 10 or something years. So basically, it gives the cops power to come and rock up at your house
and just check
and just search you without a warrant.
Wow. Okay.
Whenever they want, they can just come by, search anyone that's with you. If you're in a restaurant and they decide that they want to piss you off, they will come and say, we've got a right to search this whole room and everyone in it because of your firearm prohibition order. So even though I'm not doing anything bad now, I still get cops rocking up at my door just to do that check.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so you haven't been in trouble with the law for how long now?
It was about probably 2 years that I got out from remand.
And when's the last time the cops have rocked up somewhere and given you a hard time?
Come last week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're going to come next week.
Yeah.
Are they always from the same station or?
Yeah, so it used to be Echo Task Force.
Yeah.
From Echo and Viper from the city. But now that I'm sort of not on their radar anymore.
That was when you were doing the gang thing.
Yeah, that was going hard. Now they've sort of just handballed it off to just local Croydon cops to just tick the box. We've searched it all done,
And do you end up actually getting like a bit of a rapport with those local cops? Like if they've done it to you a couple of times, like or do they just do it just to they just do it just to get up you?
Yeah, I don't think
because surely if they haven't found after whatever time they think surely their mind changes, but are they just doing shit like that just to annoy you?
I would used to have said yes, definitely, but now I think it's more just a case of just it has to be done. It has to be ticked off.
They've got a quota.
Yeah, they've got like the quota searches to do that month or whatever it is. But now it's basically just we don't want to do this any more than you don't want to have it done. You just got to cut box.
So that's a really healthy way to think, man. Like rather than like thinking they're against you, it's just their job.
Yeah. It's a bit more like that now.
Yeah.
When they're coming and it's like, yeah, man, come in, fucking have a look around. Surely though, that must be satisfying for you and Janelle. Like going, hang on, we're on a fucking good ship here.
Yeah.
You know what, boys? Come in. I'll make you a fucking coffee.
Yeah.
And that you've been on that other side of fuck. Scatter it, flush it down the toilet, whatever, and then going, man, I've got nothing to hide, and I'm fucking proud as punch of this.
Yeah.
Come in.
It's got to feel good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. Still, I don't know what it is, just bad experience, many years or whatever, but there's always just that in the back of my head.
Yeah.
What do you like that they're going to come in and go just because?
Well, there's always a
set you up, maybe.
Yeah, like it's just, I don't know. I just get very nervous around cops because I've never had.
I'm sure there's been a lot of things you haven't been caught for.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's always like, what do they know?
It's always in the back.
Yeah. Like all your past mistakes, they can always sort of haunt you in a way, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
do you think so? Mentally as well, do you get anxious when knock knock, boom boom, and then like does the heart go up? Like does that affect you like mentally? You reckon?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And like this, God bless the cops, they're doing their fucking thing, but that does piss. I hear that and it pisses me off. You know what I mean? Because you're on now, and doing good things, and we'll get to your business and stuff soon. And I don't know how often this is happening, whether it's 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or whatever. But every 4, knock on the door, fuck, this and that, and that gives you anxiety. Maybe your fighters and stuff. And I look at that and go, that's unfair, man. This is a guy that's fucking changed.
Yeah.
And he's doing. And don't get me wrong, if you fuck up, own when you fuck up, right? But so it's going to continue for. How many more years? You said it was 10 years.
10 years, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
So mentally a little bit for the next, it gets easier for you each time.
Yeah, it's definitely, so basically difference between when I was on their radar and then they would literally send a whole task force to my house to raid me unannounced, tear shit up. I was doing the wrong thing. I was involved in shit. So they were on a mission. They were doing that pretty much. I'd be, riding on my bike, driving in my car, doing whatever. I get pulled over. I'd see cops out the front of my head, like pretending they walk their dog and shit. Like, Janelle's come over many times before and seen someone walking down the street past my house, pulls up, gets out the car, and they like hide behind a tree or something. Like, very much under surveillance, always present.
Sounds like Vic Paul need to take some acting lessons.
Yeah, I know, right? 100%.
And how's this affected you mentally? This has been ongoing for a while.
That's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
So when I got on remand, I was on bail. I only just sort of got off bail a couple of months ago. That was when Mike and everything. So
And what's involved with bail, man? Like, is that just checking in every day to the
yeah, so
or
once a
every
week.
week? Yeah,
Yeah, once a week had to go, and I had curfew for a bit. It was like
I'm sure they've been pretty happy
It
with
was
you.
back to
Like,
COVID rules, was it?
Pretty much, yeah. Even worse, yeah.
COVID would have been a breeze for you, brother.
Mate, I was
Used to
in jail
it.
for COVID. What COVID?
Yeah, true.
We didn't get any of that shit.
Yeah.
But
So I'm sure, like what do they call it? The parole. You obviously build a relationship with them after a while.
I didn't have done my sentence, just finished my sentence
Yeah.
and got out. I was a little bit naughty inside, so I was but yeah, so when you're on bail, you don't have any workers or anything like that. Basically just coming to every Wednesday, sign in, don't leave to stay, be home by 9 o'clock.
Okay. More of a curfew thing, making sure you're still around just in case something happens.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Ever since I sort of, started doing the right thing, started associating with people a bit less, and then, doing much better, you can just tell the presence of the cops was just dropping off.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting raided as often. I wasn't, under as much scrutiny. It was just, because they know. Like, if they keep seeing my face pop up in certain circles, okay, he's still, could be
active.
Involved.
Yeah.
He's still active. So, but now they start seeing, those certain groups of my face a bit less. I start becoming, less of a priority because I'm not.
And last man, was it hard to cut those people out of your life, or have you cut it? How did that go down?
No one's been cut out.
You just said I've got to do go on the straight
just
path.
dropping off a bit, and sort of just focusing on my own, like they even need anything, whatever. Yeah, sweet. But
do those guys still call you and check in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Occasionally.
Cool.
That.
Oh, well, that's cool because I would have thought typically they wouldn't. You know what I mean? Once you stop sort of hanging around, on to the next.
Oh, it gets a bit less. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, but no, they still.
Oh, that's cool.
They still check.
I suppose once you do a certain amount of time with someone, it becomes like a bit of a brotherhood, eh?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Well, yeah. But, yeah.
And with those changes, nervous when they come to the house and stuff. I want to kind of dig a little bit deeper on how much has it scarred you kind of mentally, or you seem pretty resilient, strong person, and I always talk to Chris about it as well. Is you never know what's going on in someone's mind, and I'm just digging in a little bit. Has it affected you, in your mind? How get really low for you or anything like that, or making those hard decisions and going, nah, I'm going to make this for me, myself, because if I keep going at this rate, I'm going to go back in, I'm going to be dead, or I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So how bad did it get, for you?
I still suffer mentally effects from, my time in jail. I did almost 4 years in solitary confinement. That fucked me up in the head. The anxiety and the uncertainty of, the jack's coming. Is someone going to kick my door down and fucking kill my family? Is, just the uncertainty, the anxiety of everything about that lifestyle. Literally everything.
Yeah.
It's just, it fucks with you. It's just, you can't lay down at night sleep. It's just always
on a daily basis. Is this
every day? Yeah.
Can I ask as well? What about, because I know you had a drug.
Yeah.
What about that? Does that ever into your head? Because I can tell you myself that sometimes when shit gets really hard, I feel like I've got two choices.
Yeah.
Just go to bed and forget about it, or fucking just launch in.
Just hit it hard.
Just
Yeah.
launch in. And I sometimes make the right choice and I sometimes make the wrong choice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes you seek comfort in the familiarity of
what you've known, what you've done to before.
Yeah, like because that's what you're used to doing. Like you know, it makes it all right that little time. And
well, that makes everything go away from you, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't fucking help. But you just want that little short amount of time where you're just not thinking about shit. You know what I mean? So do you ever sort of battle with that still?
No. So not once have I sort of got to a point where I'm getting stressed out, I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting angry, getting upset that I've turned around and a thought has crossed my head saying, nah, that's going to get high.
Not even a thought.
Not even a thought. No. So thanks,
that's
brother.
mad, bro. That's mad. Because that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand, right? Is as much as it takes away the problems for whether it's an hour or fucking 2 days, right? It gets rid of the problems.
You're not going hard.
So
2 days.
But but what I'm saying is that's what goes up comes down. So and then that's where the mental health side of it comes into it, right?
Yeah,
because you have this big high and then there's this big fucking downer and you go, hang on, what have I done? I've spent all my fucking money. Fucking hell, I didn't go to work. Right? And then, it goes a million miles an hour in your head.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a fucking common problem.
Yeah, well, mental health, man, could be like, it can be a repercussion of a drug habit.
Yep.
But it can also not be. Like, I know people that they're just like some of the best people you'll ever know, and like obviously I know someone that recently just tried to kill himself.
Yeah,
and just the absolute star of a person, a young person, never done anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's a weird one, and drugs, man, like so many people like my issue was coke, but so many people could just do it, forget about it, have fun for the night, and that's it. And I did this too. Like all through fighting, like I'd have my week off and party or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, man. Just one day, just that was it. I just threw my whole life at it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure, we had Murph on it, and he was the same. So, when it comes to drugs, like, do what you want, man. Like, personally, I think they should all be legal. Like, but that's another topic.
I probably disagree with it, mate.
I'll tell you one thing, man. When we were young, we all smoked.
Yeah.
But people know now that that's not good for you.
Yeah.
Mate, like I look at my little brother's generation, like none of them smoke.
Yeah.
Like obviously some people still do, just less and less.
Yeah. Less common.
Because all that education's been put into it.
Some are strong enough to go, I don't, whether it's smoking, whatever, drugs, and go, no, I don't need that in my life, and that's legal or not. But a lot of that shit's addictive, man. Like, I don't think you can say, that's fucking legal. Man,
I've spoken to like heroin addicts, whatever, and they all can't kick the ciggies.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like an 18-year-old kid, that's when they're an adult, right? Josh was saying before, whether he's 18, 21, right? Going in and out of juvie, or we all know fucking you don't make fucking very good decisions when you're 18. No. Then something's legal like fucking cocaine, mate. That's fucking.
I don't know, man. Like
shit I've heard.
Look, like it's a big subject that we could go on and on and on about. Like if you look at the money that's been spent on the drug wars and all that, it's like fuck me, man. Like they could billions of dollars, man. Billions, yeah.
Anyway, getting back to you, Josh, is
You just want? Do you want me to go full conspiracy on you?
No,
because
I
I
don't.
will, man. And
Another
I've got some.
topic for
I've got
another day,
some.
I reckon.
Hey, I've got some good ones too.
Well, it's
Don't
not.
even start with the moon landing, brother.
What about that Earth? I don't look pretty flat.
Oh, mate. Tell you what, it looks like you've sat flat.
Yeah. So going back. So and you're now, I saw the rig out the front, mate. You're now concreting, and you've been out now for a while, and you got a regular gig concreting. Fill us in with that as well. How'd that all kick off? You said, nah, I'm not going to go back. Not with old mates, because you can still chat with them, but you're just going to go, right, I'm going to start working, and I'm going to. You were saying before about the cops rocking up, and if you had cash money or money in the bank or whatever, that it was going to be legit money this time. Fill us in, mate.
And give yourself a shout out, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Like full Creek, yeah?
Full Creek Construction.
Full
That's
Creek
the one,
Construction.
mate. All your concreting names.
Yeah, on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff.
Yeah, Instagram,
Yep.
Facebook, TikTok even. Yeah, have a look.
Have a look.
Yeah, so I started concreting. It's just a shit kicker, just a labourer. Picked it up just like abnormally quick. So I've never had a job in my whole life that I've sort of been like, this is mad, like this is, I enjoy it.
Oh, so you enjoyed it as well?
Yeah, I did too, because I got good at it. I'm like, no, this is actually all
It
right.
definitely helps when you get good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
No one fucking likes anything they're not good at.
That's anything though, right?
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. Like
If you start getting good at it, you get confident.
Yeah, exactly
You know?
right. Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
If you're shit at something, you just go, you don't, it's just no one wants to be doing stuff you're no good at. But pick up, started to get pretty good, and then sort of just, realise that maybe I can, actually make something out of this. Maybe I can, because I've just never, I've always liked nice cars, expensive clothes, all this kind of nice shit, but never had a career, qualifications, anything behind me to be able to do that legit.
And how did you go about it, man? Like, obviously not ever doing anything like that. How'd you go about going out on your own, like knowing what to do, finances, tools, this, that, all that shit?
Just working full time through
just picking it up
through a
off
company,
people.
just picking it up. I ended up moving over to another company doing big slabs.
Did you have like a boss or like a mentor that sort of told you, cubic meter ordering, all that, or did you just work all that shit out for yourself?
Figured it out, yeah.
So you're not a stupid person.
No, pretty switched on when I want to be.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, but just picking shit up, watching how people do things, and then sort of just using your brain, just pick it up, and then just figure it out.
Yep.
Do a couple of little cash jobs on the weekend, get a bit of money, buy some tools, do the same thing, just keep going, build up that momentum, sort of get a bit of word of mouth happening, and then I ended up moving up from a shit kicker to a manager, managing the concrete crew, and then just sort of started getting a bit of momentum and sort of thinking fuck, I'm actually going to be able to do this, which gave me more confidence.
Moving up and getting promoted, give you heaps of confidence.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So just the momentum, and you got my cheer squad over here.
Seems like a good girl, your girl, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know as well, Josh, is and like, I've only met you for the first time today, and I find it interesting as well that because business isn't easy, right? And I've been in business since I've been 21, now 44. But the ones that make it successful are fucking risk takers, right? And now I relate that. So what you're doing previously, right? And even going in, having a stick up or whatever, you got to have some fucking balls, right? To do that.
Yeah.
But in business is the same, because there's so many people that talk about, I'm going to start my own concreting company and all that. And I call them gunners.
And they just
right?
want it all to fall in their lap.
They all want it to fall in their lap.
Gonna do this, gonna do that.
Gonna do this, gonna do that. Right? And at some stage...
I was always wondering why you fucking call me that.
Gunner. Right? But...
It's a bad way to find out.
Credit to yourself is because a lot of people talk about it, who had the confidence enough to go, right, I'm good at this, man.
Mm.
I'm good at this. I'm going to start it for myself and I'm going to make my own money and run my own hours. But I know how hard it is in business because the phone rings at 9 o'clock at night, you know, and it rings. We're here on a Sunday. And, you know, you probably had a missed call for what's happening tomorrow or whatever, your boys and all that kind of stuff. And it's to you. So like I look at kind of the relationship of, you know, previously, whatever, years ago, I've like got the balls to go in and do a sticker because I probably don't have but I think you have to have big balls to run your own business too, you know, and that's massive. Put 2 and 2 together and, you know, I know you're a few years in now and I know like to you for a little while, like you'll be successful at it because you got the drive, you got the hunger and stuff like that. But it's all risk, you know, and we talk about kids coming through today and sometimes they need hardship or they need to get a whack around the mouth or whatever or hear no. Like one thing that really shits me is kids and kids sport and everyone gets a sticker and a fucking McDonald's and all this kind of stuff. And sometimes you need to hear,
oh, bro,
you're shit at this.
Do better.
Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah.
Hey,
and, you know, hearing you say, I went from a shit kicker or whatever, pushing barrows, right, to, all right, you just finish the trowel or edge the concrete or whatever, you know, like that. And then you build up, you know, but nothing comes straight away and free.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Things take time. And also, I'm sure you were proactive about doing it. Like, you're probably just on the shovel feeding the concrete. You know, you probably went and picked up that trowel without even being, you know what I mean? Just take
initiative,
sort of, proactiveness.
Shovel and concrete, pushing barrows. I'm on concrete. Looking at them, what are they doing, this and that. Some of the labourers that, you know, we've worked for me before, they'll just stand there like fucking stunned mullets when you know, you got to, like, you got shit that needs doing. You got roads, you know, needs to be swept up. Shit that just needs to be doing, and you're just looking at them. They're still looking at it, not doing anything because they got no drive, they got no initiative, they got no ambition.
And how frustrating is it?
It pisses me off, man. And then they ask for a pay rise the next day. Like, it's just like,
On like going to those, and I'm so passionate about what you've just spoken about because it's the same shit on a daily basis, right? And
Carly's going to be going, fuck, here he goes.
No, because
I think every time there's been a moment where Carly's missus is rolling her eyes. Fuck, here he goes, going on about the game.
But I'm going to ask you, Josh, to the younger generation, you know, and I think every generation, you know, our parents would say, oh, fuck, it was hard in my time. We're saying to our kids, oh, it was hard in my time. And if you're giving advice to the kids, you know, of what they've got access to, and I'm now internet, fucking vapes, whatever, all that kind of shit, of to those kids and looking what you're doing with your business and what you're wanting from the kids coming through, what are you telling them?
Just fucking show some interest. Just, you know, nothing's going to get handed to you, give anything to you. If you fucking want it, just take it. Get out. Put your brain into it. Have some drive.
Yeah.
Just don't stand there expecting anything's just going to fall into your lap one day.
Because it's a common thing, I reckon, now is that's what they expect.
Yeah.
And that's how we're going to blame the parenting too, right? Giving them everything, and oh, you're doing great. No, you're actually doing shit.
Yeah, it's actually terrible.
But you're telling them that they're doing really well.
It's hard. It's hard. When, like, obviously you want to encourage your kids. Like your kids are older than mine. Mine are very young. But
they need some tougher times, man.
Yeah, for sure. But it's hard for me. Like, I'm such a sook with my kids, man.
Yeah, but
such a sook. But there's going to have to be a time where that has to change.
If you just baby them the whole time, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't say I baby them, but I'm just
give them love, no drama.
I'm just a big softy.
But so What do you intend to do now, Josh? Like, you've got your business. What do you want to do with it? Like, what's your drive? What's your motivation now?
So my motivation at the moment between building my company and saving for a house, saving to buy my first house. I'm going to buy that with Janelle. We're aiming for October.
Been out of jail for?
About 2 years.
Fuck, how good is that?
Roughly 2 years.
Fucking
yeah.
How
sick
good
story.
is that, mate?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the motivation. So
Like you've done fucking, man.
no, thank you.
Like I couldn't even fathom buying a house, bro. Like, and I've never went to jail. Like you've done such a good job.
Hasn't been easy, but
And I want to say as well, one thing I think we might have even talked about. I don't know if it was like an actual episode or if it was just one of our sort of pilot recordings. I messaged you on Instagram a while back. Josh put this post up, and it was like him and Janelle away, fucking whatever, Whit Sundays, blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
all the good stuff. And he wrote like on it, this is what everyone sees on Instagram, and then he cut into his troweling, blah 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 blah, and he said, "This is what no one sees."
Yeah.
So it's
All
like,
the hard
man,
work.
because everyone puts up that shit and promotes this fake lifestyle, man. But like, there's a fucking holiday in the Whit Sundays isn't free.
Yeah.
So there's some
Definitely
fucking
not.
work going on behind it. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing with social media and that as well. Everyone's, posts their best lives. So all these kids are looking at, all these people live bad lives and everything, thinking that, that's just gonna come to me.
Mm.
They don't see what people are actually doing, putting in the work to get to that stage.
Don't get him started on social media.
Oh, I'm in your corner with it, mate.
It's another Carly rolling her eyes moment.
Yeah. But
But then, like, I mean, of course, and I get it because, like, who wants to see fucking concrete? If you know what I mean? Who wants to see plumbing?
I've got a very good mate of mine
But-
who loves his concrete.
Oh, yeah,
Finite
yeah.
concrete, hello.
But, like, do you know what I mean? Like, everyone, of course, wants to show you the exciting shit. Like,
Yeah.
I would think to put, like, some, even though I'm proud of my put some pipes up, like, I'd think, who the fuck would want to see that? No,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I kind of get all that, just get a bit caught up in it all, like, keeping up with the Joneses type thing.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the friend groups, like, they've got this, why can't I have that too?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't see anything wrong with it. I just think they realise.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, exactly. But and that's what I'm saying. People get caught up. So, yeah, they definitely get caught up.
And in 5 years and 20 years, Josh, where are you at?
Compassive. We're going to be doing, everything they're doing. We're going to have concrete pumps, going to have concrete plants making this shit.
Yeah.
We're going to be married to my beautiful wife over here. We're going to have a holiday house in Port City. We're going to have a holiday house in Phillip. We're going to have, 6 Lambos in the garage. And a helicopter just because I can.
Yeah. I love it, mate. I honestly love it. I love the drive you had, and mate,
What a success story, man!
real
Like,
success.
even though he hasn't gotten to where he wants to be, like,
Definitely on his way,
The
though.
ambition's there. He's on his way, but even like from where he started as that skinny kid that couldn't look at me to where he is now, like sitting across from me, so proud of himself, proud he's done. Like, fuck, man, you've made it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you should be so proud of yourself, man.
And that's what I want to kind of say is doing it hard, or they know out, or they've just got to
just get
That's the
just
life.
got to say, mate.
Yeah.
Fuck, like,
that's the life
True.
they've been given, and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff of like fuck around with that mob, or fucking I have to work this dead end job, and they're hard decisions, and you've made them right, and it won't be the last hard either, you know.
Yeah.
But in the end, if anyone's listening, I kind of say to them, just back yourself. And Josh, you are a great story for it as well. Is just back yourself, because we all doubt ourselves.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And if you surround yourself with those good people, that you've got the support, people listening, have a fucking go. And if you are down and you feel like you're stuck, change it.
Fucking
Change
oath.
it.
That's it. Just bite the bullet and just do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, some tough decisions might need to be made. You know, grow the balls to quit your job or, you know, whatever it may be. If you just, like I used to be stuck working this job in the factory, miserable as fuck, getting paid a slave, just absolutely hating it. You know, having a sook like, oh, you know, why can't I get paid more money? Or, you know, just expecting that one day I'm going to wake up and someone's just going to say, hey, bro, you just won the lottery.
Yeah.
It's like just no drive to change it.
It's the victim mentality.
Full-blown victim
But also,
mentality,
like, who would have known, like, of all things, concreting would have been the thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, so that's,
The
if
thing
you're not
is-
happy in what you're doing, get the fuck out.
Find
Try
something
something else.
Exactly right.
You're not going to try.
Yeah.
If I had said to Josh, you should try concreting, I think you're going to love it, he would have fucking looked at me like I was speaking Chinese. I mean, but Josh, it's been, man, I want to ask you one last thing. Can you give me a one-word answer? You can give me you can go on minutes if you want.
Yeah.
Just want to know, what piece of advice would you, 32-year-old Josh, give to 16-year-old Josh? Like, what piece of advice?
Listen to your dad, man. Listen to your dad.
Well, fuck.
That's a good one, actually. My kids listening, listen to you now.
Listen to
Rings
dad.
true, man. I didn't listen to mine either, bro. Like, couldn't have put it better.
Yeah.
Couldn't have put it better, brother. I'm so proud of you, man.
No, thanks.
So
man.
proud of you
Appreciate
and
it.
doing this.
Thanks for having me on. It's been good to have a chat.
Been awesome, man.
Legend.
Absolutely outstanding,
Thanks, brother.
Josh.
Thanks,
It's a
man.
great sharing it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. We're out.